What's up, guys? How you doing today? My name is TB, and today we're going to be talking about episode 6 of Sword Art Online Season 3. And there's actually a lot to unpack this week. Even though we didn't get back into the underworld where Kirito and Yujo is, it seems like we're going to be going there next week. So don't worry, we're not going to take too much time away from where they actually are. Last week and this week, we've gotten a lot of exposition, a lot of explaining of what's going on with Kirito in the outside world. You know, now that he's inside, he's chilling with Yu-Gi-Oh. They're trying to get to Shinto City. Now Ashina and also I guess Kayaba's girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, they're at Rath. They're trying to talk to Kayaba Jr. here to see what's going on. Where's Kirito? Asuna is pissed. So in the beginning of this episode, he's trying to explain why the heck they even need Kirito to begin with, and I feel like it's important for us to know because obviously from what it seems like so far, we don't really understand why he's so important to them. Like, they could have picked anybody. That's why in the beginning, Kirito thought, hey, maybe there's other people in this game since they're secretly developing this STL technology. But actually, he was the only one they were figured that they actually needed. He says because of the attack that the guy who was working with Def Gun did on Kirito, it messed up his brain, it messed up his flux lights. We still don't know what the heck was in this thing. He injected Kirito in the shoulder. I guess that was close to his brain, and that's where the toxins or the poison went to. Because honestly, like, what sort of thing could he have used to specifically mess up Kirito's flux lights in his brain? Conveniently puts him in the only place that he can actually get healed, which is by Rath in this STL, this full body STL machine. Even Kaiba Jr. is like, this is the only place that we can heal him, the only place that we can treat him. We have the best technology here. No hospital can help him like we can. And then Ashina believes that, of course, because, she wants to believe that they're actually trying to help him in some way, shape, or form. They didn't just take him just because. And then Kayaba's girlfriend's like, okay, tell us what's really going on. Tell us what's really happening. There's more than what it seems like. And he says that he's trying to build an artificial intelligence, and there's two ways to build this artificial intelligence that they've tried, that they know of so far, which is top to bottom and bottom to top. Top to bottom is basically the normal way that you would think an AI is built. You built a program, you built a machine, you give it a whole bunch of information, and it's able to simulate, what it's like to be human based off the information that you give it. And he says that this way of building an AI ultimately fails because it can never solve a problem, it can never answer a question, it can never emulate something that it doesn't actually already know. So if you can't teach it human emotion, you can't teach it how to be like a human, then that's not the type of AI that they want. So that's going to fail. The second way is bottom up. You build it from the bottom up. You build it from the ground up. And the way that he does that is with the flux lights of a human brain. So basically what we know so far of flux lights is they're like hollow places in your brain where the soul is kept. Now the STL, the soul translator, device thing, that's the thing that reads the human souls. He was able to use the device, copy a human soul, put it into this machine. I forget exactly what it's called, but he has a fancy name for it. It's gonna be up on the screen. This little cube. He's able to put a copy of a human soul into that, and that's what he uses to create or at least start the process of the bottom up AI configuration. And it seems to work at first because they use Higa, his partner, Kaiba Jr. He has a partner there. His name is Higa. They used him, I guess, as an example to see if it would work or not. And at first it seemed like it would work. But what happens is if the AI that you're building from the bottom up starts to believe that they're the real person and you, the actual person that's talking to them, is the fake, then they blow up. You see, like, he thinks he's stuck in the STL machine, that he can't get out, that he's in the game and he just wants to be released already. He's like, I'll prove to you that I'm who I say I am, and the person that you're with right now is the imposter. And he goes on trying to recite like the number for pi, and he just blows up. You see them. Even Asuna's like, she's about to throw up because she's so sick. Like, she didn't really understand how someone could subject someone to this. And it's crazy, right? Because technically it is him. It's his soul. They copied his soul and they put it in this machine, and they're trying to act like it's just this artificial intelligence. No, that artificial intelligence, that copy of the soul really thought that he was him, but he wasn't. And then this is where he explains The rest of his plan and the whole reason why the Alicization, the underground thing, is even important in the first place, why they even need Kirito. Basically, you can't copy someone's soul who's already had a full life. So, they took the flux lights of babies, put them in the STL, and after they did that, they put them in the Alicization, and they built their own civilization, basically. That first little village that you see Yu-Gi-Oh! And Alice and Kirito and Selka, they all come from, those are the places that started the whole entire civilization first. And what's funny is, a little bit after you see him explain, what they're trying to do with the city and, how long it took for them to grow, it really didn't take that long at all. He said 3 weeks was like 300 years. So I'm assuming 1 week in the machine is like 100. It's like one week in real life, actually. Real life. Our life, where Asuna is 100 years to them, because he said in 3 weeks 300 years passed. So that's a rough estimate of a week being like 100 years. That is crazy. Now we know only like 1 day has passed so far in real life. If you've been keeping up with the last episode and this episode, how much time has been passing, I think they've been doing that on purpose. Only like 1 day, I feel like one maybe 2 days has passed, in real life. So that could be a really long time. That could be a really long time in the game. So they eventually achieved their goal. The people that they assimilated into the game with the flux lights of babies grew up into AI who were able to comprehend, what it is to be human. They have their own personality. They're not based on someone else who already existed, like the first one that imploded up on itself. But then they ran into a problem. Everything seemed to be going fine until they developed this Axiom Church. You heard that already, right? Remember, I kept on asking almost every single review, who the heck is this Axiom Church? Who made them? Why do they exist? They made the Taboo Index, and apparently all of the artificial intelligence in there that were made from the flux lights, they obey this Taboo Index like 100% to the T. We don't know exactly why, but for whatever reason, they don't disobey it. And he's saying that's not good because he wants them to basically be like humans. And humans have flaws. They commit murders, they commit crimes, they do stuff like this. So he was looking for one who was able to do that. And that's when he started experimenting with Kirito. Kirito has a lot of experience playing VR MMORPGs and stuff like that, many, many years. So when he put him in the STL, he took away his memories of when he was in real life and made him start up from being a kid. That's why in the first episode of the 3rd season, you see that Kirito is a little kid. And like, even when he was talking to Yu-Gi-Oh! And they defeated that goblin in the other episode, he's like, I think I remember you from when you were a little kid and we all grew up together. We were all born on the same day. Stuff like that. It is crazy to see how it's all connecting now and how it all makes sense, how time passes by so quickly, even though only a couple days, maybe a week has passed, and the reason why they need Kirito there and all this stuff. They were trying to see if he would be able to violate the Taboo Index, because he's in the game, he had no memories of real life, but he's not artificial, he's a real person. And technically, I guess you could say that he did violate it, because he tried to save Yu-Gi-Oh! He tried to save Alice, but Alice was the first one to really violate it because she went into the dark territory. And that's when the guys from the Axiom Church came and they took her away to correct her, whatever that means. After all of this, Asuna makes a very good point, and it's something that I was wondering as well. Why in the world would Kirito ever agree to this? She asked him, I don't think you told him everything that you're doing and the whole entire plan and what you're trying to achieve with this, because if you did, Kirito never agreed with it. And she's like, it's because the flux lights are from human beings. Like, the artificial intelligence that you're making for your own purposes that you're trying to design in this game and then bring them back into real life using this little cube, they're made from real people. And you can't just manipulate real people's souls and then have them kill each other. That's not something that Kirito would ever want to do. And he's like, it's not like I don't understand what you're trying to say, but I don't agree with you. He feels like I think he says, like, the lives of 1,000 artificial people are nothing compared to the life of an actual soldier. He wants to develop these artificial intelligences so they can actually fight in war. That way real people don't have to lose their lives. But technically, if you're copying the soul of a person who actually is living and then they die, they are losing their life. So they disagree on that front about what it is that they're supposed to do. And then they take a little break because they want to, chill out because the tensions are getting high and stuff like that. Asuna gets to see the nurse that was taking care of Kirito when he was in a it was either he was in Sword Art Online or he was in GGO. I forget which one it is, but I remember this nurse. I remember seeing her before, and she like assures everybody that that everything's gonna be fine and she's gonna do the best job that she can to take care of Kirito. It's pretty cool. And then Kaiba Jr. again for his last little explanation of the episode, he explains what Alice is and how convenient it was for the person who actually violated the taboo index, who was an artificial flux light. Her name was Alice. And then I'll put it up on the screen, like the whole the whole entire meaning of the word and everything like that. It's crazy. And right next to the end, like right about at the end of the episode, we see Kaiba's ex-girlfriend talk to Asuna, and she apologizes because apparently there was a point in time during SAO where she could have stopped Kaiba from making things worse and letting all those people die. Thousands of people died from that game. She says that he thought ahead of time to plant some kind of bomb in her chest. That way, if the authorities ever went after her, she could just say that she was being held hostage by Kaiba to help him work on the SAO, program. She loved him, and she was planning to kill him. She went up to his to the mountains where he was hiding out when he was gonna go log into SAO. Right when he was about to do anything, when the game went for sale and everyone was buying it, but she couldn't kill him. She couldn't do it. She knew that the bomb in her chest would never go off, but like it was just something to protect her. She said it was her life gift, and she apologized to Asuna because she could have done something and she didn't. And then Asuna also says that she was being selfish as well, because she would never regret the time that she had in SAO, even though it was a death game, even though they were fighting for their lives. If that didn't happen, then she probably would have never even met Kirito. So it was kind of selfish for her to say, it's okay, because thousands of people died. But she's like, everyone at some point has to live with the decisions that they made. And like, what does she mean by that? If you remember, several times in GGO, and even a little bit in the third season, we see this fight between the Knights of the Blood Oath, which is the clan that Asuna and Kirito were in, and Kaiba was a leader of that, fighting against the Laughing Coffin. Well, that wasn't just a normal fight. That wasn't like a regular PvP match. They killed each other there. Like, they killed people in that fight. So it's like Asuna has her own things that she has to deal with, and Kirito too. They killed people in that fight. Obviously not the important people because they ended up becoming Death Gun, but still. It's very important. This episode gave us a lot of information, a lot of, motivation to what Rath is trying to achieve here. And now it's very convenient that Kirito is in the position that he's in because he has to help them now. He has to. Because if he doesn't, if they disconnect him from the STL machine, then he won't be able to get his flux lights regenerated, and he won't be able to act like a normal person. He'll probably have like brain damage or something like that. So next episode, it seems like there's some kind of Sword Academy or something like that. I'll put up what the name of the next episode is, but it seems like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Kirito will be the focus again next time. I hope that they keep us up to date as to what's going on in Rath and how Asuna is doing and all that stuff. But I like this episode. I like it a lot. Even though it wasn't a lot of action, it explained a lot of things that needed to be explained. So let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Let me know what you guys thought of the review. I really appreciate your feedback. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.